how to log into your laptop and Hotspot, plus basic functions. Power up your computer. This is a screen that's going to come up. What you're going to do is you are going to hit Control Alt Delete. So you can see here Control Alt and Delete is up here. So you do have Control here and Alt here as well, but it's just easier if you use this side because it's in the order that you're going to press them. So Control Alt, and then you have Delete up here. So easy peasy, you're just gonna hit Control, hold it, Alt, hold it, Delete, and this screen is going to come up. You're just gonna hit OK, and it's going to allow you to put in your username and your password. All right, so if this is your first time, remember your password is going to be the first initial of your first name, the first initial of your last name, and 6 digits for your birthday. That's not mine because remember it changes after the first time. You're going to go ahead and change that. So I'm going to put in my username and my password. Sorry, it's really awkward to do it while filming. And then this is gonna come up. If you haven't logged in a while or at all, it might take a minute for this to come up, but you using the same user ID and password on the same laptop will make this go much faster. So we're just gonna have to wait until this comes up. So one thing I didn't think about until I saw the playback, and I'm not 100% sure that this is going to be an issue, but sometimes in school when kids can't log in, it is because down here you see these 3 little bars right here. That is your internet connection. So sometimes at school, it doesn't let the kids log in if this has an X on it and they aren't actually connected to internet. So if your student gets in and they go to put their name and their password in and it tells them that they can't log in, there's something wrong, and you for sure know that you've put your password incorrectly, you've had somebody check it, like you know it's correct, look here, and if there's an X there, it's not connected, try to connect it to your internet and then try again. Like I said, it might not be a problem at home, but I know that in the classroom, sometimes it's just not connected. It's gotten kicked off for whatever reason, and it won't let the students log in. But as soon as we fix that connection down there and it's connected to the internet, then they can log in. Okay guys, so let's talk about some basic things that you're gonna need to know about your laptop. So first things first, if you have to change your password, you are going to hit Control Alt Delete, and this is gonna pop up. And you're gonna have 3 options here. Option number 1 is lock. If I hit lock, then it's gonna take me back to that screen when I first fired up my computer that has the time on it. Lock just means that you are going to walk away from your computer for a few minutes, maybe to use the restroom, maybe to eat lunch, and you just don't want a sibling or something to get into your computer and do anything, you know, something like that. So it's going to lock it, meaning that when you Control Alt Delete to get back in, you only have to put in your password and everything that you left there will still be there. Second option is sign out. Sign out is when you are done for the day or you're going to be gone for a really long time from your computer. When you hit sign out, it's going to go back to that screen that has the time and the date on it, like when you first fire it up, but it's going to shut out everything you've done. So any websites you were on, any papers that you're working on, any assignments that you're working on, they will be gone, and you will have to put in your username and your password to get back in. Third option here is change a password. So if we click change a password, your username is going to come up Your old password is going to have to go in here, so it's important that you don't change your password so much that you forget, because you can't change it on your own without calling Miss Dark or the help desk if you don't know your old password. And then you have to put in your new password and put in your new password again. I'm going to hit cancel. I don't want to change my password right now. All right, so to shut down your computer, you're done for the day, you just want to shut it down. This little window right down here, when you hover over it, it says start, and anything that you hover over will tell you what it is. So hit start, and this little power button down here, you can hit power and you can restart your computer. So say if your computer's freezing up, you could just restart it. If you're done for the day, you can shut it down. And if you're going to be away for a while, you can just hit sleep, but that's kind of like locking it. So shut down to shut it all the way down, turn it off, and then restart if it's frozen and you just need it to kind of like reset itself. Down here on this side is your volume is over here. So your speakers, that's this one right here. Again, if you hover it, it says speakers and headphones. Here's your audio. And this one right here is important. It is your internet access. Right, so we're going to double click that because it's very important. And this is what's going to come up. Now, I'm at home right now, and I did this at home because you guys are going to be at home. So this is my home internet. See, it says Paxton Wi-Fi. It says I'm connected. The first time I ever used this internet with this laptop, I had to put in a password for my home internet. So you might need to get that from your parents if they have it. A lot of times the password's on the bottom of your modem. But that's what I'm connected to. And because I'm at home, it's picking up all of my neighbors' Wi-Fi as well. Obviously, I don't know their passwords. I can't use that. That's fine. But if you use a school hotspot, if you've got one of the school's hotspots, that's going to come up here as well. And that's how you're going to connect it. In this video, I'm also going to tell you how to connect to your hotspot in case you can't do that yet. But you're definitely going to need to be able to pull this up at least for the first time. But these computers are very good about just automatically connecting to the internet that it has a password for. Something else you're going to need, you can find it again back down here in this window, is your Internet Explorer. If you need to use Word to like write a paper or a PowerPoint to create a presentation, things like that, you're gonna find it here. Now, I have more things than you because I'm a teacher, but this menu will pop up and you will have some options of things that you can do. So you can get to the internet that way. Or you can come down here to these little icons. This one, when I hover over it, says Microsoft Edge. This one says Internet Explorer. It's supposed to, but it's not. There it goes. Microsoft Edge works better because we use Microsoft products in this district. Teams is Microsoft. Clever is Microsoft. So it's all connected to our emails. So I just prefer to use Internet Explorer or the Internet, the Microsoft Edge, if that's what I'm going to use. But I do prefer Chrome. Chrome you can get to through Clever. So there's a couple different ways to get to Clever. I'm going to do that in a different video. But one thing I want to show you is on your desktop, which is what this whole screen is right now with all these little icons on it. And you won't have this many, so don't worry. But this one right here, it says My MNPS. This big folder is going to come up, and things you have access to are here. Again, mine looks different than yours. So you can get to Clever from here. See, it says Clever Portal. You can get to your Office 365 webmail here. That's where you check your email. And you guys will have like Limitless Library, things like that are going to be in yours. But that is another way that you can get to Clever and some other things. Clever automatically opens up into Google Chrome. So you could, if you know how, you can make it one of your desktop icons and you could get there quicker, but it's okay if you don't. So those are just some basic things that you're going to need to know. So now let's talk about how you can hook up your hotspot. Okay guys, let's talk about the hotspot. So I'm going to put a paper right over there. It's a copy of the one that you should have gotten when you got your hotspot, and it looks like this. If you didn't get a hotspot from school and you're using another source of internet, you're done with the video. But if you did, let's run over some things. So first of all, what I would suggest is when you get it out, hold down the power button for 3 seconds, and the word welcome should show up across the display screen. If it doesn't, it could be dead, because like your cell phone, it has to be charged at all times to work. So plug it in. When the light starts blinking, when it is powered on now and the light starts blinking on it, that means it's ready for you to connect it to a device. To turn it off, you just hold down that power button until the screen says goodbye, and you'll know that it's off. So remember that I showed you that button at the bottom of the right-hand bottom part of the computer screen that shows you signal. When it popped up, it gave a list of all the people around me who had available networks. Mine was called Paxton Wi-Fi. So the first time I connected to the internet, that's what I was looking for. What you're looking for is right here where it says device number. And your device number is MNPS 06352. That's the name of yours. So when you pull up that list, that's what you should be looking for. And the first time for sure that you open this up, you're gonna have to put in the password. So if you notice in the password, there are capital letters, there are lowercase letters, there is a symbol, and there are numbers. So it's a very complicated password, but that's just so that people around you who might be able to pick up your internet signal can't hack into or use your network and slow you down. We only want this to be for MNPS students. So make sure that when you put that password in, you put it in exactly the way it is on this paper, or it's going to tell you that it's wrong. So a couple of troubleshooting things. I shoved one into this video that sometimes is an issue with the login. So if you go to put in your password, you know you've put it in correctly and it's just not letting you in. It's giving you some sort of weird message, and I don't remember what that message is, honestly, but if you're a student who's used computers a lot at school, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's probably happened to you. Just make sure you go down that right bottom hand corner and you click the signal button and get yourself connected to the internet, and then it'll probably let you log in. So one thing that might happen is, like your cell phone, it requires a signal. If you're in a spot that doesn't get a good signal, you don't get good internet service, you can't take calls, you can't make calls out. So kind of the same thing with your hotspot device. Just pick it up and move it somewhere. Go stand by a window, go to a different part of your house, because sometimes there are just things that block the signal. A tree, maybe the room that you're in is in concrete or something like that, and it'll just block that signal. So move it around where you live and just try to find a different spot that might pick up that signal a little bit better. If you go to turn it on and it won't turn on, it could be dead. So again, just check it, make sure that's plugged in. I suggest you keep it plugged in a lot. You don't want to get up in the morning, get ready for school, and then your internet's dead. So just make sure that you keep an eye on that to make sure that your device doesn't actually die. All right, so at the bottom of this paper, there are a couple of things that you can do if you have an issue. If you've tried to troubleshoot as much as possible, you just can't get this device to connect, and you feel like it really should be connected because your cell phone has service or somebody else near you's hotspot is working, you can call T-Mobile, and there is a number there that you could call and just let them know, hey, my device isn't connecting, and they can probably help you. If there's something wrong with your laptop, like you're getting some sort of weird message, it just won't connect, but other people's computers are connecting and stuff like that, you can go to this link right down here at the very bottom, that is for MNPS tech support. So any questions that you have, I highly suggest that if you can't contact Miss Stark, the librarian, for it, or she can't help, that tech support is there for devices, and then T-Mobile is there for connection support.